What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? It's your boy C Belcher, Urban Health Outreach Media. Thank you for joining if you're watching. Look, this show tonight, I just did it several nights ago, but we're going to do it again because it looks like times are going to be really hard. They're talking about calling out the National Guard in some states. I know Baltimore, Maryland, they're activating the National Guard. You got a lot of people on kidney dialysis, especially in the urban communities. Um, I would never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be doing a show on emergency preparedness for an outbreak of a virus. Of a virus. This is absolutely unprecedented. So, in this case, now you really have to be thinking smarter. I know a lot of people are panicking. I mean, that's could be expected because of the uncertain. However, if you have a chronic disease, if you're on dialysis, especially, now is the time to really um, come to grips with this disease and do what you can to stay alive. What I'm going to be talking about is pretty much what you can do as far as maybe your emergency medication, emergency food list, that kind of stuff. Because if they shut stuff down, it's no taking no medical records to another dialysis facility because it's not going to be open. Okay, it's not going to be open. And with more than 700,000 people on kidney dialysis, it's not going to be enough room in the hospital to do acute treatments. In fact, there's not going to be enough acute dialysis nurses to even do dialysis. For one, I don't do dialysis no more, and I was an acute nurse. So, again, I'm not trying to instill or invoke any type of panic. All right. But now really is the time to be prepared. And the thing is, if we make it through this, okay, if we get through this and things get back to what it was or a new normal where stores are opening back up, because I heard the governor of Baltimore, as of today, he shut down all shopping malls after 5 o'clock. Then I had a friend who sent me something that has a friend that works for a governor's office in a particular state. And they sent out stuff talking about being prepared to hunker down. The National Guards are just starting to kind of get in place. You may have seen helicopter movement activity in your town flying across. You wondering where these helicopters coming from. I don't know. I'm in Washington, D.C. But what I do know that something is going on and something, far as hunkering down, no one knows how long. No one knows how long for a virus. So I have my own theories and I'm not going to share them. But for this purposes, I'm going to share for dialysis patients and any other people who want to use this information. And this is from CMS. I'm not making this up. All right. I got live over here on Facebook as well. I'm not going to make people just come to YouTube, as I want them to come to our YouTube channel to subscribe to our channel. But this book, I kid you not, this book has been out since 2002. 2002, right? That's 18 years. 18 years this book been around, And I kid you not, a lot of patients, we tried to give them out free. They didn't want them. They didn't want to hear about it. Nothing. Now it's time to level up. Now it's time to level up. I mean, I got this information. Okay. I got the info. Now it's time to level up. You see this dialysis, emergency dialysis diet, hurricane disaster plan. I'm going to share this with you because you may not have this information or you may not know where to look for it or Google it. So if you got a pen and paper, I don't have much time. Share this broadcast as I always on and watching the two people that's on. And I got 9 people over here on Facebook. I got Bridget Candy Rain. God bless you. Thanks, Bridget, for tuning in down in Georgia. Tamika Robinson, Kelly Reinhardt, Jennifer, Jim Myers, Dawn, Kendra, Monica Lewis, Jared, Brooklyn Weaves, Jennifer, Tom, Bitu, Phyllis Belcher. I'm not sure if we related, but we related now if your last name Belcher. Tom, Stephanie Watson, Edis, Dana, Dietrich, Ron B, Robin, Jim, Sharon Jackson. Thank you guys because this is very important. I went out and stocked up today. I stay with my parents or I help out with them. I'm back and forth. But my parents are 90 years old and they get around. They're not bedridden. I thank God every day I wake up. I swear to you, I thank God for having, now she used to go grocery shopping. Now, since this happened, now I'm going to take on that job and go grocery shopping tomorrow morning. My dad, my mom, they still drive. God bless them. My mom still cooks. They still walk. They got this sound mind. My dad drives to his appointment. I mean, I'm blessed. If nothing else, I'm just blessed to still have my parents going on with this outbreak. And I'm going to make sure that you guys, all you have to do is keep watching and sharing. I want to share the same information that I got. I want to share with you if you don't have your own information. If you have your own information, God bless you, seriously. But it's a lot of people who don't have information, and we're going to do that here at Urban Health Outreach Media. Phosphorus, know what foods to buy in the food labels. So you don't find yourself, if you don't make dialysis, find yourself having a cardiac arrest because your potassium is high because you didn't know what you had to eat had high phosphorus in it. So let's go over prepare an emergency stock of supplies, medicine, medical supplies, and food. Look, right now, if you got time, seriously, I don't know when they're going to, stop stuff or whatever. No one really knows but the people who's doing it. We see all this stuff on Facebook, people posting, the news media, this. I don't even watch television. I just go about my day. And if the place is closed, then that's when I found out about it. But I'm human too. If I occupy my mind with that stuff, it would make me depressed. It would actually, I found myself almost in a depressed mode this morning, waking up thinking about what's going on. It's like the new world order. It's 2020. So with that being said, all I can say, I mean, I have a chronic disease as well. It may not be severe, but go on with your life, do a puzzle, read a book, go on a walk, practice social distance as they call it now. I guess that's the new thing. I mean, do Go back to your hobbies and what you did as a child before you became an adult. What did you like to do as a child? That's all I can say. Go back to those years and just be prepared. So let's talk about the emergency supply list. So I highly suggest, if you have the money and if you can go out, a lot of people are not thinking about um like an emergency supply box. So I recommend maybe going to Walmart or Home Depot and get one of these boxes that you can put um uh, emergency supply. And I want to give you the list that you can stock that box with. Instead of putting it in a cardboard box, go to, because a lot of people are not thinking about that. Get a plastic container that's about that big and about that wide, um, or whatever. But you could put this stuff in there. Keep your emergency supplies together. Keep this all together. Don't have them one here, one there, and when the time comes, you find yourself scrambling around looking for them. No, that's what dialysis units do. Okay, that's what dialysis clinics do. They have a supply emergency box. And each quarter, we have to make sure there's saline bags, clamps, tape, needles, because if you're a dialysis, let's say you're doing a dialysis treatment, all bets are off now about the planet and hurricanes or whatever's happening. All bets are off. What I mean by that is you could be in the dialysis unit. You could be in dialysis and a hurricane or a earthquake can strike. An earthquake can strike at any time, and you could be at dialysis or at home in dialysis. I mean, if you watch the news, that's great. I mean, that's really great. Um, just be mindful and use common sense and logic. But at any time an earthquake can strike or any type of emergency where we have to evacuate the dialysis unit. And so we have an emergency box. So if we had to get everybody that's why we talk about the emergency takeoff. Do you know how to take yourself off, clamp the lines, clamp, stop the blood pump? You may have to if you're on dialysis, you may find yourself in that position of having to take yourself off a dialysis. Now it's not a thought. It's something that can actually happen. I mean, we knew it can happen, but it's like, what's the likelihood of that happening? Now, there was an earthquake 5.7 out in Utah where our host Jared Brown lives. Thank God he's okay, but that could have knocked his house down. So when that happened, I'm sure people were on dialysis. If it could have been during the night. So if it happened during the night, of course not. Maybe somebody could have been on home dialysis. All bets are off. So it's time to be prepared. As I said, first, go get yourself an emergency box that you can put your stuff in and you can keep it all in one place. You want to designate a box or some shelves for your emergency supply. It's just for the emergency, nothing else. Don't go out and buy water and then drink the same water and say, I got emergency water. No. If you go buy water now, I would say, if you can get your hands on some water, I was blessed. I kid you not. When I woke up this morning, I had no water, right? No water at all, far as other than the refrigerator or the sink. Something told me in the pit of my stomach, something just told me, get up and just go out. So I go up to the CVS, right? I mean, I can walk there, but I drove up there. I went in, and behold, they had um, I forgot the name of that water that began with a P. Damn, I can't even think of it. But anyway, I was able, I kid you not, I had no water today. Now I kid you not, I have about 10 cases of 24 packs of water. I have the 32, I have like 3 or 4 32, and then I had the long jugs like that, right? The long jugs like that with the spout. I got 2 of them. Man, I was so blessed to be able to get that. And tomorrow morning, I'm going back and get more. You just don't know. The water, something could happen with the water. Next thing you know, they said the water's tampered with. You just don't know. Like they say, these are some pearls times. And it takes desperate means, takes desperate measures. So I'm not like living off the grid or preppery or any of that, but just be prepared. So you may want to designate a box or some shelves for your emergency supply. Check and restock every 6 months. So if you don't have the stuff now, right, I would say go out, slowly get this stuff. Don't panic and mass buy. But once this blows over, and it's going to be something else, um, make sure you just stocked and ready to go. And you still have a little time wherever you're at. Okay, I know a lot of people going to Walmart. If they're crowded, or Sam's Club, or um the what's that? Staples. They used to sell water. The gas stations have toilet paper. The gas stations that you can go in, they got the chips and stuff. Go there. Wawa, Royal Farms. These, like I say, these gas stations in the hood or on the side of the road, you may pay a little bit more for the toilet paper, but I mean, something is better than nothing. Yeah, Polar Springs. Polar Springs. Thank you. God bless you. Polar Springs. But I would check out these stores right now. All right. I'm just giving you some of my tactics that the spirit is telling me. I mean, it's nothing new. These stores and these gas station convenience stores been around for decades. All right. Now it's time to use them for the real thing, not for the snacks or for the junky stuff, but for your needs that nobody else may need. All right. Go in there, get single rolls of toilet paper. Slowly build up, just like you would build your cash up, build that up. All right, so let me go ahead with the emergency supply list. Now, this is what you want to put in your emergency supply box. Measuring cups. How many people are thinking about measuring cups? And if you're on dialysis, this is something you would need. All right, if you're on dialysis, you need a measuring cup for the future so you can measure how much intake you coming in with. Measuring cups, teaspoons, and tablespoons, even a baby dropper. While everybody's hoarding for other stuff, let them get that. You come back to that when they restock. Go ahead and get your measuring cups, teaspoon, tablespoon, dropper, plastic knives, spoons, forks, pack of napkins, and paper plates. pack of plastic or styrofoam bowls. I know we don't like to use styrofoam. All I say with styrofoam, don't put it in the microwave, because if you put food on styrofoam and if it burns, it's going to get into that food. So just put some cold stuff in there and put it in the refrigerator or use it for something else. Paper towels. We know people are buying it out, but if you can get your hands on some, get it. Pack of plastic cups. Candles. Get some candles just in case they fool with the electricity. I was getting ready to cuss, but I had to remember that I can't now. Matches. Stock up on matches. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to get me some matches. Can opener, a manual one. I hate this. Canned food. I'm really ambivalent on that, depending on what's in that canned food. But you have a lot of preservatives when you talk about that potted meat and that chicken. I was just walked in Dollar General, see what was happening, and I took some pictures, and I'm going to post them a little later. But can you imagine chicken and dumplings in a can? I remember my mother cooking chicken and dumplings, and she didn't make it out of no can. She brought the chicken fresh, the dumplings, she made the dough. How many people are watching this broadcast who's old school, whose mom, you saw their mom make the dough, and she put it out on the counter and chopped it up and squared it out and put it in the pan and made the chicken and dumplings, and maybe it put some chicken feet in it, right? Back in the times when we didn't have all this, all right? Like the 80s and the 90s. I know my mom did. I didn't know nothing about viruses back in the 80s, 90s. Only I knew about viruses, about the flu, and after I went to nursing school when I graduated in 1996. And that's why after taking microbiology, and when you see a lot of the healthcare workers, especially nurses, and you see them online and they say don't panic and use hygiene, they're right. They're right. You got to use common sense. What the hell do a news anchor, right? Unless they have some type of health training, what do a news anchor know about microbiology? That's why they bring on the experts. I've taken microbiology as well as a lot of nurses and other people in healthcare discipline. And they tell you, even though this virus is probably wreaking havoc, you do this, you protect yourself the same way with this virus as you do with any other virus. So the matches, can openers, baby wipes, make sure you can get a sharp knife, flashlight, get a mag light and batteries. People are starting to catch on about these batteries. So try to pick up some batteries and one of those mag lights, those heavy duty ones. Scissors, garbage bags, plastic jug for storing water, one small bottle of household chlorine bleach. Now don't get the bleach. All right, now check this out. You get the bleach that's I believe it's 5.25% of hypochloric bleach. I believe, let me see. I'm sorry, it's 5.25% sodium hypochlorite. Again, 5.25 of sodium hypochlorite solution. That's household chlorine bleach. Do not use no chlorine bleach that got additives like sunshine lemon or fresh field. No, straight bleach. All right. And that's when you have to use that bleach to disinfect the water. You want a piece of cloth, cheesecloth, or handkerchief. You want a strainer. You want an extra pair of eyeglasses. In case, if you wear glasses, make sure you get an extra pair in case the first pair break. Just have them in this emergency box. All this stuff I just sounded out with, it goes in the emergency box. You don't put it with your supply you have now. A radio, okay, and batteries. Order yourself a radio from Amazon or go to Walmart. Get yourself a radio. And again, batteries. All right, warriors. And anyone else who may have a chronic disease, make sure you get yourself emergency medication. All right, a medication first aid kit, 5 to 7 days supply of all your meds. Even if you got meds now, see if you can get extra meds to stock up on in case you can't get back out to get to the pharmacy, or use mail order. Now may be the time to invoke a mail order service to get your meds. 5-day supply of antibiotics. Especially if you're on peritoneal dialysis, you may want to ask your doctor about that. Diuretics, fluid pills. If you have heart disease, or if you've been told that you have congestive heart failure, or your parents may have been told that, or your loved one, make sure you have some diuretic pills. Sorbitol and K-Xlate for potassium control. Very important. If you don't hear anything else, if you're on dialysis listening to this, or your loved one or someone on dialysis, sorbitol and K-Xlate for potassium control. What this medication does, it binds the potassium, okay? It binds the potassium into the gut, right? Or into the stools, so it could be eliminated when the person defecates. That medicine is very important if you're on dialysis. You're going to probably need your nephrologist prescription to get it, but just ask him. If you see him when you go to dialysis tomorrow, if you go tomorrow Saturday and he makes his rounds, ask him about sorbitol or K-Xlate if he hasn't already done so. Now, if you're a diabetic, a 5 to 7 day supply of syringes, a 5 to 7 day supply of insulin if you can get it, 5 to 7 day supply of glucose monitoring supplies like lancets and alcohol wipes. If you use a glucometer meter, have spare batteries and test strips. Very important. If you have heart disease, 5 to 7 day supply of all blood pressure medicine, heart and anti-clotting medication. Guys, this is very important. I got 10 people watching live. Thank you. And I got 1 on Facebook. So that's 5 people getting the information. And if you 5 people can share, hopefully 5 more can share and other warriors can get this information. Again, there's more than 700,000 people on dialysis. Note, if you use a mail service pharmacy, have them send your medicines a week before you run out. Allow extra time for processing and mailing back to you. Also, keep a supply of medicine at your workplace, okay? Or any place you spend a great deal of time, like a family member's home. All right, here we go with the emergency food list. And this emergency food list is to be used in conjunction with the emergency diet plan that's in this book right here. If you don't got this book, not saying that you can't survive without this, but it just has some good information in here for warriors. So here we go with the food list. Now, this list provides a 6-day supply of canned foods. Again, that's canned foods and water. However, use fresh foods as long as they are available. Here we go. 3 packages of dry milk or 4 8-ounce cans of evaporated milk. I know some people don't like evaporated milk, but if you like milk, here it is. 1 or 2 gallons of distilled or bottled water. Again, 1 or 2 gallons of distilled bottled water. 2 packages powdered fruit flavored drink mix or 1 container fruit flavored drink pre-mixed. Now, this is all part of your emergency list. This is not for you to go out now and eat it, okay? This is for when something happens. 1 to 2 cans or bottles of soft drink. You can even get ginger ale if you like ginger ale. You don't have to get Coke or Pepsi that got high phosphorus. Find beverages that don't or they are not high in phosphorus. Now, I think a lot of let me see. Thought I had a list. I do, but it's not list of drinks that's low in phosphorus. Let me see. You definitely want to stay away from processed meats such as sausage, bacon, bologna, ham, rotisserie chicken, processed cheese, some canned meat, foods that contain baking powder, colas, and some other beverages. I want to find that list. I want to do a show on what foods are low in phosphorus and potassium. But again, this is just for your emergency, not to consume now, but pack, store away in case they shut it down. Which, in all looks, that's what seems is going to happen. Here we go. 6-pack of 4-ounce cans or boxes of fruit juice, cranberry, apple, or grape. That's good. 6 boxes of single serving cereal, no Raisin Bran, small box white sugar or box of sugar packets. 12 4-ounce cans of fruit bowls. Now you can get these if no one else is buying them up. Or fruit, pears, peaches, oranges, mixed fruit, applesauce, or pineapples, no raisins. 6 8-ounce cans of low sodium vegetables, carrots, green beans, peas, corns, or wax beans, 6 3-ounce or 4-ounce cans of low sodium meat. I mean, preservatives have sodium, but again, tuna, crab, chicken, salmon, or turkey. 1 jar peanut butter. 1 small jar jelly or honey. 3 small jars mayonnaise or 812 single serve foil wrap packs. 1 loaf of regular bread. Bread can be kept frozen for 3 months. Let me see. No salt free with no preservatives. No, I'm sorry. The 1 loaf regular bread is not salt free with no preservatives. 1 box of vanilla wafers or graham crackers. 3 packages of candy, sour balls, hard candy, jelly beans, or mints. 1 package of marshmallows. 1 jumbo pack of chewing gum. And what else? And then just follow, if you find yourself hunkered in, follow the 3-day emergency diet plan that was developed by the Northern California Council on Renal Nutrition. It limits your protein, meat, fish, poultry, and egg, your potassium, fruits and vegetables, salt, and fluid intake more strictly than your regular renal diet. This diet provides about 40 grams of protein, 1,500 milligrams of sodium, and 1,500 milligrams of potassium per day. If you can't get to dialysis, I repeat, if you can't get to dialysis, your life can depend on limiting the amount of waste that build up in your blood by changing your diet. Look at this diet plan with your renal dietitian to see if it will work for you or to see if it needs to be modified to fit your special health needs. This gives you a chance to ask questions before an emergency occurs. Again, this gives you a chance to ask questions before an emergency occurs. Now, what's happening right now? Emergency is occurring. So if you go to dialysis tomorrow or the next time you see your dietitian, ask them or demand from them that you get a 3-day or 6-day emergency diet plan, and ask them or your social worker, do they have this book at your dialysis facility? Each clinic should have this book. All right. And if they don't, you can go to www.medicare.gov and type in preparing for emergencies, a guide for people on dialysis under their search, and they may take you to a link where you can download it. Don't get caught short, guys. Again, we're going to be on here, Urban Health Outreach Media, giving the information. We just need the people to be here to get the information. That's all. I mean, I'm not going to go off in a tangent and say I could be doing something else. No, I'm not going to say that because I want to be here. But I also would like for people who don't know. There's a lot of people who don't know. Just like the people I met doing dialysis, coming in at 3 and 4 in the morning, putting them on dialysis, and they didn't know. I can't tell you how many people I met in my career that I started dialysis that didn't know. So I made it my mission to make sure people know. So that's why I ask, please share this. Share not just this, but all information we put out. I could see if we were putting out false information or propaganda or something that didn't benefit people, but we're putting out stuff that's benefiting. We hope to benefit people who get the information. So check this out. It says dialysis takes the waste from your blood. Waste and fluid buildup between dialysis treatments. Normally, this buildup is small and does not cause a problem between regular dialysis treatment. It normally doesn't cause a problem with that waste buildup between a day apart. If your dialysis must be delayed, and we've seen this, guys, we've seen this happen with Hurricane Katrina and all the other natural disasters that's happened in the United States that closed dialysis clinics. We saw this with Hurricane Maria with our brothers and sisters over in Puerto Rico. Sandy Nina Salas, she can tell you her own experience over in Puerto Rico. Come on, guys. If we're going to be a kidney disease community, we just can't just like what you see. We got to share. We got to make noise. We got to do everything we can to let the world know about kidney disease and patients matter. Patients over profit, not profit over patients. And that's what's happening right now. If your dialysis must be delayed, these waste and fluids can add up and cause problems. Why would they say that if it couldn't happen? To keep the buildup of protein waste, right? To keep the buildup of protein waste, BUN, potassium, and fluid as small as possible, you need to follow a special strict diet. But check this out. We did a show this past Sunday, right? This past Sunday on a product called Renadil. We did a review. If you didn't see it, go to World Kidney News on Facebook and look for that broadcast. Now, I just read that it says if your dialysis must be delayed, these waste and fluid can add up and cause problems. To keep the buildup, look at the word, to keep, prevent the buildup of protein waste, BUN, right? We just stick with the BUN and urea. We talked about this product, Renadil. It works just like KXlate, right? Sorbitol or Foslo, how the KXlate binds the potassium and eliminates it out the stool, and how Foslo binds the phosphorus and eliminates it out the stool, right? This product does the same thing. And who makes this product? Kibo Biotech. You can go to their site and you can do your own research. www Kibo, KIBOW.com, or you can go to Renadil, right? That's how you spell Renadil, RENADYL. You can go to www.renadil.com. But the one thing, if you're listening, the one thing about this product, it's a dietary supplement. And check with your nephrologist before doing that. And let me just say one thing about this product. FDA disclaimer: these statements have not been evaluated, this product, by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. These products, this, are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or to prevent any disease. So, but with that being said, this product, this dietary supplement, it's a probiotic and prebiotic dietary supplement. Now, I don't know, I'm just going to say this because this is not a show on this, but if you know about prebiotic and probiotic, that goes in the guts, and it eats up the the nitrogenesis, and the longer you take it, it longs its feed on that waste, and it eliminates that waste out of the stool. I mean, if you need, these are just some tips, all right? Some tips to keep that waste at a minimum if you find yourself not able to get the treatment. All right. So you need to follow a special, strict diet. This diet plan is not a substitute for dialysis. So I'm not going over the diet plan. I did go over the list. So if you was watching, you got that information. I will come back possibly tomorrow or Saturday to do another show. But you can always go back, right, and look at our shows. Again, guys, you may want to pack a bag, some stuff to have. I don't know if you can see this. So I want to call it off right quick. Things to pack in a ready to go bag. If you got to go, you may just want to have an extra phone and charger, an emergency blanket, a warm blanket, first aid, a local map, a whistle, some money, clothes, and medicine. Just may want to have that in that box as well. Flashlight batteries. May want to get some glow sticks, a lighter, matches, candles. I would go to Home Depot and get that stuff. Glow sticks, a flashlight, batteries, extra Band-Aids, face mask, can opener, pocket knife, handy wipes, toilet paper, paper towels, radio, again, measuring cup, dropper, bleach, because you're going to need that dropper to put it in to disinfect your water. See, they even talk about it, disinfecting water during an emergency. You see, how many people go to Fresenius or DaVita? If you're on this feed right now, how many of you go to the Fresenius or DaVita? Have they told you how to disinfect water if you need to, or anything about being prepared for an emergency, or even give you a packet of the stuff to have? So this is what we're just trying to do to educate here, Urban Health Outreach Media, Urban Kidney Alliance. So guys, with that being said, tune in tonight at 9 o'clock on Urban Health Outreach Media for Urban Renal Talk with Tamika and Steve. We got a great guest on there tonight. Her name is Miranda. Lupus, nephritis, and she was given something. Oh, what was that? Something happened where something she got and she caught necrosis, right? And I think she had to have 2 hip replaced, but she finally got a transplant from her sister. So tune in. It's going to be an awesome story. We'll probably go over some more tips. I'll probably do some, and we'll go from there, guys. Stay blessed, stay prayerful, use common sense, try not to panic. I mean, I know that's easier said than done, but this is the time to have faith over fear. I mean, if you're a believer in Christ or whatever faith you believe in, and whatever they say or tell you to have faith, this is the time to invoke it and really mean it. We're all going to go one day on this planet. No one lives forever. I even think about my own mortality. But I said, don't fret or worry about that, but just keep trying to make a difference in the world. And when your time is up, your time is up. And at least if I go before my daughters, my mom, my dad, my grandchildren, if I should perish before them, then at least I know that I've done something. May be small, may not be a great impact, but at least there will still be the urban health outreach media shows and people who come after that's dealing with this disease. And if YouTube is still up and Facebook, and if our page is still there, they can go there and watch these videos. I have category of broadcasts that my daughters and my grandkids can come back and watch and remember me from there. So with that being said, guys, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Continue to support Urban Health Outreach Media. Watch our shows, share, and do what you can to stay well. Just be mindful and look out for each other. With that, I'll see you at 9 o'clock for Urban Health Outreach Media for Urban Talk with Tamika and Steve. God bless you and have a wonderful evening.